Going live. Almost there. And we're live. Excellent. All right. So, on to the third streamed session of our Blades in the Dark campaign, Rare Imports. Now, the two of you are likely to be the only players joining us this evening. That is going to give you a lot of screen time, as it were. A lot of free reign to do as Suri and Ogre wish. So I advise you to use it well. The first thing that's going to happen that we need to deal with is some stuff, some follow-up stuff from last time. Let's see. We rolled for entanglements after the score at the cult hideout. And let me see. Do we have it recorded? What was rolled? Maybe we didn't roll.
We did not roll for entanglements.
Ah. Excellent! That means we can kick things off with a dramatic fashion. So, Ogre and Suri, you have returned back home after making it out alive, back to the lair, after making it out alive from the cult hideout, the cult of the Burned King, where their monstrosity, their undersea monstrosity, lay preserved. The dead or sleeping god, still able to speak within your minds and, in fact, damage them. At the end of the score, you guys fled back the way you had come, passing the strange throne that lies beneath the city, and allowed you into the secret passage into the cult lair. And of course, not without a bit of bloodshed, or more than a bit, as Ogre wielded essentially a sledgehammer into a crowd of cultists, a small crowd of cultists, and wiped them out, crunching flesh and bone willy-nilly, and as part of that, gaining the trauma, seeing red. So we're going to see how that affects Ogre from now on. You've made it back now to the lair. Let's go back to the lair page. In the flooded warehouse, where you've created your rafter rooms hung high up in the building, where you walk, discuss scores, and do a lot of your daily criminal activities. You have been hurt, but you have at least been able to start licking your wounds after the very intense score. Suri, or Kate, wrote up an amazing bit of text for Suri. I'm still figuring out. Maybe I'll put it in a handout in the game here, so that we can all have it on permanent record to appreciate it. But essentially, it was a very interesting look at how Suri has been affected. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah.
Suri
She was one of the first ones to get her mind messed with by the god.
Indeed. So now that she has had a torn psyche, she has been obsessing over that strange throne and other sites down below the city. So she has her demons to deal with as well, as it were. All right, let's roll for entanglements. As after the score, a lot of different things can happen. So this is going to be based on your current heat, which is
7.
7 heat.
Yeah, we got a lot of heat because 6 dead bodies.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take the blame for that one.
There's blood on your hands for sure. So who wants to roll for entanglements?
I guess I can.
Okay.
Remind me what I roll again? Just a fortune roll?
It's a fortune roll. It's going to be 0 dice because our wanted level is 0.
So it'll be 0 dice. You guys will take the lower roll out of 2. That's how 0 dice work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It feels very weird to me that I would get fewer dice for
It's because
I would get for 0, but
it's because the higher you roll on this, the worse the result is.
I mean, you say worse, but the more extreme,
the more damaging to the party.
I suppose that's a definition of worse. And don't forget, you're a crew, not a party. This is Blades in the Dark.
Yes, of course.
Different terminology.
Slip of the tongue.
Same.
Ogre's
same
still a
meaning.
little lightheaded after all of that.
yeah, I think everybody needs a nap.
The little old lady who runs the false storefront in the warehouse is like, party? What party? There's a party?
That's a 4.
All right. A 4. Well, that will... Let's see. Now, your heat is 6 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. I need to look this up a little bit.
See, he tries to squirrel away around saying like, "Oh no, it doesn't necessarily mean worse," and then he laughs maniacally.
Right, that whole spiel he gave about how the GM isn't your enemy. They're, I'm always like Googling little
Okay,
things.
I was just hoping that someone would eventually roll a 4 or a 5 on heat 6 or more. That's all. I was just hoping that it would happen sometime. And then it did. That's all. Where is the page that I'm looking for? Here we go.
Oh my God.
Something. Corey's looking it up now, aren't you? All right. That's what I thought.
I may have gotten a small spoiler.
That's what I thought. So, Ogre and Suri. Suri, you are... Let's say you're writing some things in a journal, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
You know, the thing you wrote up in the
Yeah.
in the chat. Ogre, you took some hefty physical injuries as well as mental ones, correct?
Yes. Well, actually, no, I didn't.
Ah.
Yeah, because of my armor, I was able to
Okay.
avoid taking some damage.
Ogre, you have had a hard time coming down from the adrenaline. The effects of that drug you took. Oh, what's it called?
Rage essence.
The after effects of Rage Essence. It's hard for your heart to slow down. You've been doing a lot of resting and sleeping. And so, you are both home at the lair. While Blend, the often away Shade, and Dredge are all otherwise occupied, pursuing their own interests about the town of Duskfall. You are both at the lair in the warehouse on a rainy day after the score. When you can't really say why, but Ogre, you wake up. You look down. The hairs on your arm are all standing straight up. You both hear a distant sound that doesn't really make sense. It doesn't sound like it's coming through the walls. A kind of jangling, as if a wagon were approaching you. Suri, you are looking up from your journal. And in the midst of writing your thoughts down, your somewhat obsessive thoughts, you suddenly realize that you are writing the same phrase over and over again.
That's always a good sign.
The hairs on your arms are standing up too. On the back of your neck, you can feel this prickling and there's this strange noise. And then, really out of nowhere, you both find yourselves in a dreamy sort of state. Ogre, you're holding the play. The Song of the Yellow Sign.
Mm-hmm.
Its cover tingles under your touch. And you both can tell that you're still in your hideout. But you're also elsewhere. And there's a disturbing light on the horizon, one you have never seen, for you have never seen anything like a sunrise. And there's a man, well dressed, in a fitted suit, his hair perfectly coiffed, smooth-skinned but somehow ageless, and his skin is dark, but that isn't really what you look at. It's his eyes. His eyes are strange and disturbing. He is adjusting his suit slightly and staring at you.
Are we aware of each other?
You are.
All right, what's this all about?
I would like to... Hold on.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I would like to remind you of my special ability, which is Ghost Voice. I gain potency when interacting with ghosts or demons, regardless of how wild or feral they appear.
Noted.
I say... I assume you must have something very important to say to intrude upon our private time like this.
I do. An offer. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Conrad, and I have been watching you for some time. Would you like to hear my offer?
Ogre's just gonna look to Suri, because he doesn't know how to deal with this.
Great. I say... I will listen, but on the understanding that it is listening only. I don't accept any offer without knowing all of the terms first.
Very well. I am interested in something you have acquired. I would like to offer you something of equal value in return for an exchange.
And what would that be?
Mercifully, the eyes move away from your face and down to the book that Ogre is holding.
Great. As soon as Ogre sees him do that, he's going to be clutching the book a little tighter.
This is a book of great value to my friend. He would have to get a very tempting offer in order to accept it.
The eyes turn back to you. If anything, their gaze is more intense. The being seems... His expression doesn't really change. It's still that sort of stern glare. But he almost seems disconcerted, as if your words have additional potency.
That is only fair. It seems to me that in your particular line of work, there are many dangers to your mortal forms. Would you agree?
Certainly.
I've been known to get bruised now and again.
Suri will just kind of roll her eyes a little.
Then my offer is this.
And he reaches into his jacket pocket, staring at you guys for a moment, and he pulls out this tiny vial of liquid, this tiny glass bottle, almost like a perfume bottle. Inside is some kind of red liquid. Or rather, it is actually a perfume bottle. A very small one. And he holds it out.
I offer you the scent of life.
Have I ever heard of such a thing?
It sounds impressive, but I don't know. Would Suri have heard of it? Do you think?
I mean, Suri is kind of a casual scholar of demons and ghosts and stuff, so I think it's certainly possible that if it's a fairly well-known thing, she would definitely have read about it.
If this is the kind of thing that would have shown up in, like, old soldiers' tales of, a magical elixir to cure all wounds or anything like that, then Ogre probably would have heard of something along those lines because of his time in the military.
Okay. It's not something mortal, however.
Yeah, I figure
This
if
is-
Ogre knows anything about it, it would have been, like, just rumors and superstition.
Are you familiar with Greek myth at all?
A bit.
Do you know what gives the gods their immortality?
No.
Oh boy.
It's a particular nectar. Ambrosia. That's like what this is. But of course, you have to consider the source.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's enough information. He says,
Spray this upon your wounds devil's life will be granted to you for a time.
Well, it is your book to give. I wonder if you think that it would be worthwhile to trade your grandfather's artifact for becoming a god.
I will give you time to consider.
How much time are you willing to give?
Time is a funny thing. Good evening.
And he's gone. But you still feel like the warehouse is being watched. And when you guys look out of the window, you notice an owl perched on a street lamp, its yellow eyes fixed upon rare imports. So, you guys get to decide whether you wish to accept the bargain, hide until the demon loses interest, or come up with some other way of dealing with it.
Yeah, so Ogre's going to look to Suri and is just going to say, look, this is a tempting offer if it was just for me, but I'm only holding on to this book for when I'm ready, or for when my daughter is ready to receive it. So I can't trade it away to some demon, not after it's been lost from my family for so long.
I think you need to tell me a little bit more about this book and why you would want to give it to your child, considering everything that we saw it doing the other night.
I'm just gonna kind of shake my head and say, she's not ready for it now. I only mean to say that it'll be hers to keep safe once she's old enough.
I see. And by keep it safe, you mean...
Obviously,
anything from...
it's a dangerous book.
I see. So in that case, we refuse to accept his offer?
If it's just up to me, then no, we don't take it.
It is your book. I don't like the idea of attracting the negative attention of this demon, but it seems we have his attention whether we want it or not, so... I suppose this is just one more thing that is going to try to kill us from now on.
Well, it seemed that your words had some stronger effect on it than mine did. Perhaps you could persuade it to leave us peacefully, despite saying no?
I wonder if it could possibly be made a copy of. Is the potency in the book itself, or is the potency in the words?
That would be a question for Dredge.
Well, then perhaps we should give him some time to research what our alternatives might be.
That seems reasonable.
I'm glad you think so, and I hope that the demon is also reasonable.
So what's your plan?
So, my thought is, could this book perhaps have a copy made of it? And so we are thinking that once Dredge is back, we could ask him his thoughts on whether the power of the book lies in the book itself or in the copy of it, and if a copy would even be feasible considering the creepy magical elements that seem to be woven into the text.
Dredge is going to tell you that probably not, but he is only too eager to read the book all the way to the end and face those consequences.
If Dredge is confident that copying it is not possible, he's probably going to hold off, or Ogre's probably going to hold off on giving it to him for now.
Well, that is unfortunate. I mean, I assumed that it would be the case if
Yeah.
this guy is boring. But, we try.
He's willing to give us the nectar of the gods, then it's probably not something that he can just get a copy of from the local bookstore.
You don't know until you try.
True.
Reading the book starts to do weird things to you. The further you read, the worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Ogre, do you think you might start getting pretty frustrated and this might start playing upon some deep-held feelings of anger?
That is entirely possible. Because he's lost this book for a long time, presumably, and it's just now come into possession, and supernatural forces are conspiring to take it away from him. And it's one of the few types of things that he can't just punch his way out of. So,
though he might try.
He might try. If no other viable alternative presents itself, that might be what he ends up trying to do.
So what are you guys going to do? What are Ogre and Suri going to do? As everyone else seems to have disappeared on you, left you to your own devices in the lair.
Right. Well...
Or are you going to just try and leave it till later?
I think that,
Remember, you have, you can hide until it loses interest, but you will lose rep because you'll be just staying indoors all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I can try to talk to it. We could get this over with, and just that's just what we'll tell Dredge and Blend when they get back. Is hey, so now a demon is chasing us.
So you're just gonna. Your plan is to try to negotiate.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna try and turn down the offer and just be like, look, there's nothing that's more valuable to him than this. Maybe you would accept an offer where... Could we let him borrow it?
Perhaps we could we could give him a lesser book as a token of appreciation of his interest, without expecting the cent in return, as a way of getting him to leave us alone.
It's not a bad idea. We do have all of these books now. Because it wasn't just the books from the Skovlin stash that we stole.
Right, there were assorted other occult texts that we've got as well.
Indeed. So, all right. So that's your plan. So, the next night, when the owl flies in through an open window. And you're once again in this dreamlike state in your minds, transported to that other place. And it's like you're still aware of where you are. You're still back in the lair. But it's like you're seeing with another eye, with a third eye, this being. And you're also kind of aware that he's kind of... It's almost like with your regular eyes you can see that the owl has lit itself on fire.
Boy.
From a candle in your lair. But with your third eye, you're seeing the man again.
Okay.
This is perfectly normal.
Just another day in Duskfall.
Good evening. So, have you considered my offer?
We have. Thank you. And I cannot help but remember what you said to us the last time we spoke. Time is a very funny thing. We have so little of it, and you have so much. And unfortunately, as it happens for the moment, there is nothing in the world that is as valuable to my friend as this book. It is his birthright, and he has looked for it for a very long time. And more importantly, it is the birthright of other people in his family. And for that reason, he would like to hold on to it for now. However, I hope that perhaps you will agree that this will not be your only chance at the book. And we thank you for your interest and your kindness in this matter. And as such, we would like to open up the rest of the occult books that we have gotten from the same people and see if there is another one that would perhaps interest you as a placeholder until this one is available to you.
All right. Would you say this is consort or sway?
Probably sway.
All right. So,
I mean, I'm trying to change his mind. Sway someone with charm, logic, deception, disguise, or bluff. Change attitudes or behavior with manipulation or seduction. So I'm basically trying to change his attitude by giving him a reasonable argument.
all right. And offering a gift.
Yes.
Now I think the best way to represent that would be a payment of coin, because otherwise you can sell those occult books that you aren't keeping for coin, or to get a reward from the Skovlandir refugees.
Right.
So, how much coin worth of books are you trying to offer Karakon the demon?
I feel like probably one coin's worth, because it's not. It's literally just we're saying, he's presented this to us as a deal, and so we're saying no to the deal, but at the same time, thanks for your interest kind of thing. So I feel like one coin's worth is suitable for that.
All right. So, Suri, you're going to be making a sway roll. This is risky, as the self-immolating owl is consumed before you in one world, and this staring man confronts you in some other. Now, potency. Potency is interesting. I would have said the effect of this would be limited, but then you come in with your ability, and I'm going to say that raises it to standard effect. Are you there?
Yeah. Did you not hear me?
No.
Okay, so risky position, standard effect.
Yes. Ogre could assist.
Yeah, he'll do that.
All right, that'll cost you a stress. And the Devil's Bargain, or you could push yourself. Is there any more bargain than this bargain?
I think we're literally trying to avoid a devil's bargain here, but you can hit me with your best shot.
You are.
I mean, to me, the obvious one is that
Excuse
we
me.
have this demon's attention, and it will come back,
Ooh,
regardless of what happens after this.
that's a good one. The man in black will return. The staring man. You're going to accept that bargain?
Oh, totes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Wonderful. My favorite result. All right. A 5. Let me see. A 5 on your sway roll. As you make him this offer, it's not, nothing. 1 coin is 1 coin's worth, but it's also really just a small gift to try and mollify him according to your refusal. All right. He stares at you, as he has been doing. And he kind of adjusts his suit.
Very well. I can see that you are not interested at this time. However, there are many useful artifacts in your possession that my servant's eyes have picked out over the last day. You might wish to know a little more about them soon.
Perhaps indeed.
Especially once I do this.
I was having fun there.
Matt's gonna be so mad he missed the session.
Oh, this guy's coming back, remember?
Yeah.
He snaps his fingers. And all of the artifacts that you have collected since you started your crew begin to catch fire. It's a weird fire. Like the burning bush, it burns but does not consume. And one by one, it runs over them. Can you see that?
Yep.
I think I need something better than that. There we go. It runs over them, these rivulets of fire, like streams, curling over them. They, each artifact you've picked up just glows with this fusing flame. You look around in alarm. You can feel the heat beating on you. You look back, and the man is gone. The strange horizon is gone. And only one smoking owl feather remains. And all of your artifacts are... The fire goes away, but all of the artifacts retain a strange flickering glow. Particularly the demon teeth. As the rune curse activates.
Oh, good.
Alright. What happened?
Let me check my notes. Oh. I actually developed this on stream a few nights ago. Everyone that dwells within a lair, within a building, or a dwelling that has been afflicted by this rune curse, gains the Curse of Bones. Now, nothing seems to happen at first, but over the next few days, you begin to notice strange growths appearing all over your bodies. Ogre, you wake one morning, as much as morning means anything in Duskwall, and in the electric light, you notice that there are teeth, like human teeth, poking out of the side of your arm.
Oh, God.
Suri, you seem to have sprouted a kind of a claw out of your pinky on your right hand. And as time goes on, more of these unsightly, bony growths and teeth appear in strange places on your bodies. People are uncomfortable when they see this, especially when you grow human teeth out of your eyebrow. And they start directing you toward various dentists and occult healers in the city. And really all of your artifacts are imbued with this energy, but only the rune curse was about to trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that more shit is about to happen.
Quite possibly.
All right.
Possibly. I'll give you guys the chance to do something before I roll any dice for NPC actions.
Well, I'm certainly interested in talking to an occult healer. One whose default solution to every problem is not trepanning.
Okay. What kind of occult healer would Suri seek out?
What kinds are there?
I mean, really, would it be, someone from her homeland?
Oh, yeah, if she knew someone, then yeah.
Okay. Or it could be like a familiar person.
I don't really know any.
Mm-hmm. But the group does. It seems Niall might be able to help.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
The one who eats butterflies.
She might be able to help with lifting the curse off of the building, at least. Even if she isn't able to directly help us with the growths we already have.
Well, the growths you already have, basically you discover that as you speak to occult healers in their strange dens smelling of drying spices, they can, remove these growths without harming you. However, they will return as long as your dwelling is under the rune curse. You're going to have to seek some other way of lifting that curse, as the demon's teeth have been festering in your lair for a long time.
Right. Well, let's talk to Niall and see if she knows anything about lifting curses.
All right.
Unless you know someone better for it.
No, I don't know anybody better. I just don't like her.
Make a gather information roll. Ogre. I think this would be based on your... Well, how would Ogre try talking to Niall?
So, Honestly, I think this might be a good opportunity for Ogre to start having some rage issues. Because he's kind of getting fed up with all this supernatural crap that is getting in the way of him trying to, just be
Hold on to his cult cursed text so that he can pass it on to his child. And hopefully
See, that's not the important part. What's important is that he's had to deal with the demon. He's had to deal with all of these stupid growths. He's got all of a sudden some new rage issues that he's trying to deal with, even though he's definitely used rage essence before. It's never had this much of an effect on him, and so he's just feeling frustrated and he's feeling pissed. So I feel like he would go to Niel, and if she shows even the slightest resistance to giving him information about the curse, then he's going to get really direct with her really quickly.
Cool. So Ogre arrives, and we're going to zero in on that moment. So Ogre, you are at this moment. Our camera, we cut to. You're in Niel's weird kind of chamber at the back of some other larger building. And it's underground. There's the sound of running water from a nearby canal. And there's an eerie light that plays about her shop, or trading post, as it were. And there's lots of weird things on the walls, getting all too familiar with these spirit masks hanging all around. But they're empty eye sockets, and the masks seem to bore into you. And there she is in the eerie light, as you see her chomping on butterflies and looking at you with those blind, milky eyes, and not immediately telling you how to get rid of a rune curse.
Yeah, so Ogre will walk in and, really more stomp in, and he's just going to look to her, and he's just going to say, "What's the best way to get rid of a curse?"
And she's like eating these butterflies with her chopsticks. A rune curse?
Yes, the kind that creates bony growths all along your body.
Oh.
As soon as she laughs, he's going to smash something.
What is he gonna smash?
I'm assuming that there are bottles around.
There are.
He's gonna smash one.
He just picks up a bottle and throws it on the ground. There's the sound of breaking glass.
And then as he does that, he's just gonna pull down his sleeve and show the growths that are along his arm, and he's just gonna say, "Does this look like a joke to you?"
Alright, so I think you're rolling command.
I think so too.
You're trying to command Niel to give up this information. Go ahead and make... Now, this is controlled. There's no active danger to you. And it's a... even though you're breaking bottles. Do you think Ogre would lose control to not really... and to the point where he would, not look at the bottle he was grabbing? Or would he, make sure he picked an empty one?
He would make sure that he picked an empty one.
Okay, so he's
dealt with
red,
enough
but he's
supernatural crap, but he's...
Right.
So he doesn't want to add fuel to this fire.
Right. Okay, gotcha. So that makes sense. Okay, so it will be controlled. And Niel is one of those people who maybe isn't all that easy to command, specifically.
Sure.
So
makes sense.
The effect of this will be limited.
Okay. Suri, do you feel like assisting me on this, or should I be on my own?
Let me.
Is Suri there, or is Ogre on his own?
I am one stress away from a trauma, so good luck.
Okay. That's fine. Devil's Bargain?
The Devil's Bargain. The Devil's Bargain is... Niall tells Ogre something about... tells him more than he wanted to know.
I will absolutely take that.
Wow. So not only do you... oh, well, it is controlled.
Yeah.
So you smash this bottle. And she kind of looks at you with those milky eyes, chomping. As the glass shatters, the broken pieces freeze in the air. Ogre, you look down, and they go back into a bottle. She's nomming, she's chomping those butterflies.
Okay.
Her milky eyes are just staring in between the two of you. Assuming you're there, Suri.
Yeah. I'm just, like, watching in horror as this is going so far south so fast.
She says, "That was rude. I thought we were friends. But I guess not." You should probably leave now.
Alright, Ogre is going to... he's going to try to calm down. Don't know how successful he will be. And he's just going to try a different tack, and he's just going to say, "Look, I'm sorry if I got pissed off, but this is not the kind of thing that lends itself well to extraordinary patience on my part. So I would very much appreciate it if you could give me any information you have regarding how to get rid of this problem that we're having."
One of the butterflies is starting to flutter away. They are strangely glowing. And Kenny in the Twitch chat, butterflies don't have much in the way of calorie content. If it's a staple in her diet, I thought she would look more like Skeletor. There's something weird about these butterflies. They glow because they are infused with Leviathan blood, the pure essence of life itself, demon blood, the blood of an immortal being. She snags one that's flying off with her chopsticks, and she says, "You're going to have to talk to a master of runes, I guess. Maybe another demon. But piss off. I've got other customers."
Fine. And Ogre will leave, and he will definitely slam the door on his way out.
That was an amazing RP moment. I'm sorry you rolled so badly.
That's alright.
At least you have one other avenue open to you.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I feel like things would have gone worse for me if I had actually
Succeeded?
in regards to our relationship with Niall.
Oh. Well. Huh. Maybe. Fortunately, Niall likes your group, even if she does not like its newest member so much.
Yes, that's true.
So somewhat rebuffed, you return to the lair. People, when they come to bump into you on the street and hit one of your bony outgrowths from the Curse of Bones, startle and creep shy away from you. Niall wasn't affected, but you're going to start taking penalties as you try to converse with normal folk. As this rune curse really takes hold.
Well, Ogre's plan failed pretty miserably. Suri, would you like to take the reins?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea at this point.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Would Suri trust Ogre to talk to someone else?
No. Suri is walking away from the situation. Unclear why she trusted Ogre to talk to anybody. Suri walked away from this situation with a lot more insight into, like how your marriage ended and all that kind of shit. Suri is going to go to the best repository of occult information she knows and try to talk to Lord Penderin.
Oh. Lord Penderin. Did I have an image for Lord Penderin?
I don't think you did.
Better late than never. Let's see. Lord Penderin will be... Oh, it's gotta be this guy. The leader of the cult of the Path of Echoes.
Excellent.
There we go. Okay. Where would you try and meet Lord Penderin?
Probably not at the Hall of Echoes, unless he insisted.
So you meet him in one of the locations... Well, go ahead. Were you going to say?
I was going to say, I guess I don't know how well I know him, but either maybe his home or take him to like a nice tea house or something like that. But someplace where we could have like an unheard conversation.
So our camera jumps to the windswept, flooded street in Whitehall. Known for its patrol posts, the grand balconies, and the public spaces, some of which are abutted by buildings under construction. You're standing within some scaffolds from which you can see piles of crates, boxes, a clock tower, and the bright street lamps that line the promenades of Whitehall.
I'd like to specify that Suri is wearing a pair of mittens.
so as not to creep him out with her talons.
A pair of mittens and perhaps something across her face to prevent the smell of sewage from offending her nose too much. There's a sound of fluttering cloth as Lord Penderin throws back his hood to reveal those strange, piercing, almost colorless eyes. So you're probably making a gather information.
Yes.
Would you like to narrate that?
Yes. So I would like to say, I am sure that you of all people are familiar with the dangers of pursuing knowledge of Titan interests. I wonder if perhaps you might be able to help me with Master of Runes.
So you're asking him to direct you toward a Master of Runes.
I mean, that's the phrase that Niall used, so that's the phrase I'm going to use, even though I'm not entirely sure what she meant.
Okay. So you're going to be making an action roll. This is also controlled.
This is probably going to be consort. I'm trying
Sort.
to...
Okay. You're
play
trying to
our-
play your relationship. Now, he is someone who you are intimately familiar with. So you're going to get +1 dice on this from your ability.
Yes, I am.
As you're a slide.
Awesome.
Aren't you? Right? A slide?
Yeah.
So you get +1 dice straight up from being so familiar with Lord Penderin. You know how to properly address him, and you knew that meeting him here in this windswept, flooded street would appeal to his sense of the dramatic, perhaps.
Indeed.
Okay. So controlled, and I think the effect here will be standard. Yeah.
All right. Any type of devil's bargain?
The Devil's Bargain. Are you going to ask Ogre for an assist?
I mean, sure. I don't know how much stress you have. You've already assisted me once.
I'm perfectly fine on stress. I can help you out if you want it.
Oh, okay, sure.
The one advantage to taking trauma is you completely clear your stress track when you do.
Oh, right, yeah. You took a trauma. That's what happened.
Yep.
I was like, there is no way that you came out of that situation stress-free. But now I
He took a trauma. And, boy, that really affected tonight's interaction with Niall.
someone's gunning for them XPs.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you are going to assist? How will you be assisting, Ogre?
I'm just going to, like, since it's less important in this area for me to look or to keep up appearances than it is for Suri, I'll actually show him some of the growths and stuff that I've got to help him recognize how serious this situation is.
So while Suri is talking to him, Ogre is like stripping.
Not stripping, just like, or just like, letting down a sleeve or something to show, since you specifically mentioned that I've got teeth growing out of my arm. So
Okay, so you're going to provoke a reaction from passerby, potentially.
Yeah.
and from him, and that is going to give you your stress.
Yeah.
All right. So, the Devil's Bargain will be that Lord Pendrin is going to... We'll start a clock for Lord Pendrin to ask something of you for the sake of the cult.
All right, I'll take it.
All right.
That's a 6.
Jeez.
Very
5 dice.
effective. And this is a gather information roll.
Indeed.
5 dice, wow.
Well, I
Indeed.
mean, I have 2 normally. I have a bonus from my special ability. I got assistance in the Devil's Bargain.
Yeah. Still.
And it was that Devil's Bargain die that gave me the 6, so I have no regret. Because otherwise I would have a 5, and then Max would get all excited again.
All right. He says, to help you, I must impugn upon the privacy of another member of the Path of Echoes. Therefore, I will ask you in future for something to compensate for this. Agreed?
I find myself with few other options at this point.
Indeed. He looks over at Ogre, kind of, his lip kind of curling slightly at the somewhat grisly sights of bone spurs that are sticking out painfully all over your body, and teeth lining some of the inside of your fingers. He says, there is a woman. Her name, Amison Wathan. Sometimes going by the name Trick. She has a friend. Her friend's name, I do not know. It can help you, but you will have to convince her. I suggest either an offering, whether of friendship, assistance, or something more material. Beware that you watch your manners, for her friend can do as great harm as good. I will go now and consult Whispers, unless you have any further questions.
May I use your name in the introduction, or would you prefer that I leave you out of it?
You may.
Thank you. That is... You have done us a great service, and I do not regret owing you anything.
May the echoes whisper in your mind.
And yours also.
Lord Penderin pulls up his black hood, kind of gives you a nod, and sweeps away around a corner. Like Batman, he's gone before you turn around.
Alright, well I guess I'm gonna try and find this Waylon.
Oh, I should have kept you on that page. Okay, are you both going to go to find Amison Waylon?
I mean, unless you don't want to go, I'd be glad to have you.
I'll come. I'm not sure if I can keep assisting. Because gonna need to save some stress for a score. But
Right.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to de-stress after this if possible. I might have to pay for an extra downtime action. But
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, I am literally one stress away from a trauma, so if anything happens at all, it's going to be traumatic.
Right.
In the region of Six Towers, there lies a surprisingly lush garden, hidden from street view by a tumble-down ruin of a once great mansion. There's piles of plasterboard and glassworks here and there. The garden is lit by the buzzing electric lights, and seated on some broken furniture is Amison. You're barely able to see a shadowy figure hovering always over her shoulder. Just as if just out of sight. You can see her friend better out of the corner of your eye. It's like a shadow that burns and flickers.
I was directed here by Lord Penderin. No, I don't wish to be rude, but to come directly to the point, I think that I am here to speak with your friend more than with you. We are in need of a master of runes to help us with a particularly bad curse that was placed upon us.
You have at this point exchanged greetings with Amison, and you're seated on a couch that's been somehow burned in half.
Interesting.
She looks at you with those weird eyes. And she says...
Literally nobody in Duskwall has normal eyes.
Well,
I
hers
was
are...
about to say that Ogre does, but then I remembered he's missing one.
But the other one is fine.
She says, I am the go-between. You may treat with me. So, Lord Penderin sent you, and I think we need to roll an engagement roll, guys.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, do you want to do this since I rolled our entangle?
Sure, I will. Should we, if we're turning this into a score, should we do downtime actions before this?
Yeah, we probably should.
Okay. Well, Ogre will start off really simple. He's going to be spending one downtime action to do some training at the gym, trying to vent some of his frustration.
All right. What about you, Suri?
Oh, I am definitely going to try and relieve some stress.
So, you go with Lord
Don't indulge
Pendrin.
my vice.
You go with Lord Pendrin and indulge your vice. Participating in the occult practice of whispering with the echoes of people in the Hall of Echoes. What did you get?
I got a 3.
A 3. I guess you relieve 3 stress.
Yes, I do.
I don't know why it's made that in the wrong type, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Ogre, did you have another downtime action you wanted to do?
Yeah, Ogre is probably still not fully feeling satisfied after going to the gym, so he's going to hit the streets and he's just going to, again, kind of beat the crap out of anybody who's talking about rare imports, trying to reduce some heat.
So, sorry, what is he doing to reduce heat?
Just, if he knows about, any of the snitches or anybody who's talking about rare imports, then he's going to be cracking some skulls and getting people in line of saying, you do not talk to the Bluecoats about us, you do not talk to the Spirit Wardens about us, you do not talk to the Cult of the Burned King about us.
So, essentially just random, basically terrorizing the neighborhood.
Basically, yes.
Okay. That will tick frustrated citizens red on you.
Sure.
Yeah. But you will be able to roll for clearing heat.
Yeah, if Ogre was in his right mind, he would probably do this in a more diplomatic way, but right now he's as much looking to vent frustrations as he is actually getting people to stop talking, so.
Alright, so go ahead and make a roll for that.
Okay. So, I'm assuming command, or do you think skirmish makes more sense for this?
Command.
Okay.
Definitely command.
Alright, that's a 3. So...
I guess that's gonna do nothing.
I think it gets rid of 1 heat. I think it's 1 on a 1 to 3. I'm checking it right now. Downtimes. Reduce heat. Yeah, reduce heat according to the result on a 1 to 3, 1 heat, 4 to 5, 2.
Okay.
So.
All right. We'll say that just does 1 tick on the frustrated citizens clock.
Okay.
Suri, do you have another downtime action?
Yeah, I'm gonna relieve stress again.
All right.
All right, that's another 3. So I'm down to only 2 stress now.
Much whispering of spirits ringing in your ears. Your own soul is more at peace. All right. So, for this score, what would you guys say is the approach that you're taking?
I mean, it sounds like it's a social one because we were using Lord Pemberton's name as a connection.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to make this like a consort roll, basically.
So by the way, I'm kind of trying out something here where with a shorter scores. Because supposedly you're supposed to be able to do a score, even multiple scores in a session.
Okay.
So I'm kind of experimenting with this to see if it feels satisfying.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes. This is a bit of an experiment. For the simpler score, what kind of... don't forget to set your load. What kind of load are you each taking?
Yeah, Ogre's probably going with a light load. Not expecting us to have to fight anybody.
All right. Oh, and Suri?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a light load probably good.
Okay. Both of you taking a light load. Trying to make this as easy on yourselves as possible. Stand by. Just trying to... what do you need to detail when you are taking a social approach?
The connection. So I think it's Lord Penderen's name.
Indeed.
The fact that he set this meeting up.
There it is.
And possibly the
Social
fact that
connection.
we're both members of the same religion.
Yeah.
Indeed. Both members of the cult and Lord Penderen's name. Okay.
I mean, that is just so disrespectful to just keep calling it a cult like that.
Well, it's kind of being kept secret from the Immortal Emperor, so...
If it looks like a cult, walks like a cult, and talks like a cult, then it's probably a cult.
I was going to say, then it's probably a duck with tentacles.
Or that.
Well, I mean, it's
Alright.
definitely a crab with tentacles. If we're going off of last week.
Exactly.
That's like that's my backup cult.
Go ahead and make a... who wants to make the engagement roll?
I'll make it since she did the engagement, or since she did the entanglements.
All right.
So 1 die for sheer luck. Any other or anything else?
I'm trying to find the page. Just a moment.
128.
I mean on the cheat sheet.
Oh.
Let's see. Why is it never where I expect it to be? That's the real question.
If you like, I can just go through the bullet points since I've got it up.
I found it.
Okay.
The operation is not particularly bold or daring. Did it expose a vulnerability or hit them where they're weakest? Not exactly. Well, actually, social connection. You got to use Lord Penryn's name, so yes. So +1 die for that.
Okay.
Or friends or contacts provide aid or insight. That's really the same thing. In this case.
So just the +1.
Just the +1.
Okay.
Is the target a lower tier? Yes. Are there district modifiers in 6 towers? I will find out. It's just perfect for a hidden scoundrel's lair.
So this person is tier, or the person, or the whatever we're dealing with is tier 0?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. It's not overly complex. They're not particularly strong against this approach. There are no enemies or rivals interfering, nor are they a higher tier. So, that's it. I think that's 2 dice? 3 dice?
3 dice.
3 dice.
Holy crap! That's a critical success.
Well, gee.
Oh my god. Do we have a theme song for Ogre?
Not yet, but
Is there
probably
something-
something along the lines of Bad to the Bone.
Alright, well, I don't have that lined up. Sorry.
I would be amazed if you did.
But that's amazing. Wow. Double 6s is a critical success. So. Oh my god. So. You're seated here. Her friend, this demonic presence, this rune expert, does not do what it normally does. And increase the severity of your curse.
Oh, good.
In fact, your words have been so effective that this young woman, whose age is actually quite hard to tell, kind of smiles with her full red lips. And She says, well, I'm flattered that you and he, meaning Lord Pendrin, would come to me for help. Isn't that nice? And she kind of looks over her shoulder at the being that's always hovering there.
I have been told that I've been told by multiple other people in the city that they lacked the ability to help, so naturally I sought out the best.
She says, let's talk about what you're going to do for me and mine. So as you negotiate with her, because you have gotten a critical success, you'll be in a controlled position, despite the looming figure. She says, normally, we would be only fascinated by the effects of the bone growth curse, and would wish to let it run its course. The curse of bones is an old and fascinating one.
Yes, we've found it very interesting.
She says, we found it very interesting. She says, I wonder what you would be willing to do. Capture a spirit? Give me an artifact? Drive off my enemies? Or discover a secret?
When she mentions driving off her enemies, Ogre will just start cracking his knuckles.
In my opinion, that sounds like Thursday. So, what seems most urgent to you?
What are the made-up days of the week in this world? Who cares? I'm not sure I actually care. That was funny. What was the end thing of the thing you said?
I asked her what she thought was the most urgent for her.
Ogre, if you are trying to influence the conversation to be driving off enemies, then you should probably make a roll.
I don't know that he's like deliberately trying to sway Suri's choice, because it definitely sounds like Suri has this conversation in hand, or that he's just wanting to make it clear that, you know, we're up to the task.
I mean, if you decide to assist me on my consort role, then maybe that could be how you assist.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, Suri, are you trying to influence it? Because you just said that you asked her what she wants. Or what's the most urgent.
Yeah. That was kind of courteous. I will say, I don't know if you know very much about our reputation, but we have come to be known as people who can punch above our weight class.
I see, she says. Well then, perhaps you can get this Spirit Warden Inspector off my back.
That sounds like the sort of thing we could do.
Oh, good. He keeps sniffing around, showing up when he's not wanted, and then my friend has to hide. I don't like that. He doesn't like that. And the Spirit Warden just won't give up and go away.
I think we can persuade him to look elsewhere.
Well then, perhaps you had best collect one of the dead bodies. She indicates some rhododendrons under there. That'll bring him round, and then you can drive him off for me.
Certainly.
Okay.
Yep. Ogre will shrug and he'll just start getting to work.
There's a shovel nearby. You pick it up and you dig. You dig up the flowers and find some bones. Startlingly enough, these bones have growths on them. Bone spurs and other painful things, teeth in odd places. As you dig up the bones, a ghost is disturbed. And Amazon fades into the shadows with her friend, perhaps to watch. There's a sound like the distant tolling of a bell. And within minutes, a Spirit Warden has arrived.
Are there other people around here?
Not that you can currently see.
Okay.
The Spirit Warden, as they all do, is anonymously hidden behind a mask, a bronze mask. Impassively, they walk along the garden path, staring at the spiritual cloud of glowing smoke that has emerged from the bones you've dug up. What would you guys like to be doing as the Spirit Warden seems to be preparing to capture this ghost and take the bones?
I kind of look at Ogre expectantly.
Yeah. Ogre will kind of once he sees the spirit coming, he's going to kind of motion to kind of a hiding spot or a place that's less obvious and just kind of say, "Let's let him take care of this ghost first. Reduce the complications."
Hmm.
That makes
So
sense.
you're going to attempt to conceal yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What ensues is that the Spirit Warden pulls out this sort of cable, this electrified whip or lasso, whirls it around and starts capturing this glowing smoke. This actually will take them in a kind of a tug-of-war battle. Straining and grunting behind the mask around the garden. You guys are going to have to struggle a little to stay hidden. So I think that's probably going to be Prowl.
Okay.
Unless
I'm
you're just
assuming
going to
it
let
would be
them find you.
I would rather try to stay hidden, so I'm assuming this would be a group roll.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do this as a group roll.
Okay. Unless you're particularly good at prowling, I'm fine with taking the lead on it.
No, I've only got a 1.
Okay, I'll take the lead then.
Risky standard.
Okay. Devil's Bargain.
Oh boy. The Devil's Bargain. Man. The Devil's Bargain is one word. Backup.
I feel like that overly complicates, so I think I'm gonna pass on that one.
All right.
I will, however, push myself.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, that's a 6 for me.
So, Suri, you also have to roll because Ogre could take some stress here.
Yeah. And actually, since I can do a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman, since I'm pushing myself, could I say that I'm hiding in a place that normal people wouldn't be able to easily reach, like up on a roof or something? If there's
Sure.
a one-story house or something up here, around here.
Mm-hmm. There's the ruin that I mentioned, so you could certainly end up on the upper floor of part of that.
Cool.
Well, I also got a 6. So
Wow.
All right.
Wow, the rolls are off the chain.
We need to work with just the two of us more often.
yeah, no one's blown anything up so far. This is amazing.
I know. Not enough 5s. You guys, you end up as the Spirit Warden is battling around the garden capturing this ghost. You're going to end up on the second floor of part of the ruin that surrounds the garden. You think you've remained undetected by the Spirit Warden. You haven't gotten a critical result, but you have succeeded.
Okay.
So very good. That will keep you safe as the smoke is finally lassoed and gathered in. And it's almost like he's breathing it in through the mask. Perhaps there's a chamber in there that houses ghosts. They're collecting the bones and looking around.
Okay. So, are they close enough at this point that if I were to use Not to be Trifled with again, do another feat of superhuman strength, would I be able to basically jump onto them to tackle them?
So
or would I need to wait for them
with
to get
your
closer?
prowl, you didn't really narrate that with your prowl.
Yeah, that's if I can't do it right now, I'm willing to
you would have
wait
to
until they get closer. But
you would have to creep across the garden to get with them, because otherwise they're going to. Otherwise, the spirit warden will simply, having captured the ghost, will simply collect the weird bones and leave the garden.
okay.
So you would have to first somehow get closer.
Gotcha.
To this
Okay.
eerie garden full of discarded remnants of a once great mansion.
All right. Then in that case, I'm just going to. I don't really trust myself to sneak up on him again, so I'm just going to kind of jump down and I'm going to sprint across the garden to try to bull rush him, and get him to the ground.
Okay, so you're going to sprint across the garden to try and essentially tackle this warden to the ground.
Yep.
All right then. So I guess your goal here is to move so quick that the spirit warden can't really react.
Yep. That's my goal.
Are you going to be doing your feat of superhuman nonsense?
Yeah, I will do that again.
I see. Well, gotcha. I should ask that after I say that the effect there will be 0. And the position will be risky.
Okay. All right. If the effect would be 0, then I will. So I'll definitely use Not to be Trifled with, and then I will also instead of just tackling him, I will do what is quickly becoming an ogre standard of pulling out my staff and clacking him over the head. So
you're
I'm
gonna-
using a more powerful weapon.
Okay. I'm trying to work this out of my head. I'm saying
Yeah.
that the effect is 0 not because of the physical power of your attack not being
Okay.
enough.
I guess I'm
because you have to
misunderstanding, how big
cross
this garden-
this.
Yeah.
Because you
I
have to
guess I'm
cross the
misunderstanding
garden.
how big this space is, because when you were initially describing it to me, it sounded like it was kind of small. But if it's just a matter of there being a very large amount of distance, then that might change things.
Well, my headphones picked a fun time to cut out.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I was just saying that I guess I misunderstood how big this area was. I was under the impression, like, when you say garden, my initial thought is that it's kind of a little small and a little cramped in terms of, like, walking space.
It's not huge, but you've never tangled with a spirit warden before.
Right, which is why I was thinking the hand weapon would make it. And I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, how much space is there and how much warning would I be giving this guy. So
this person's senses are verging on the supernatural.
I see.
So it's not necessarily that you'd have zero effect knocking them down. It's more that
there's a good chance that there's some complication that they'll be able to react.
Exactly, that they'd be able to react. So yeah, so you're using a more effective weapon won't really help you there.
Okay.
Ogre's quite strong already.
Yeah. All right. What if I would? Yeah. I'm just trying to work this out. So
yeah, if like that's what I'm saying is it's like I'm going off of what you described was your intent was to not give this person a chance to react, and I'm saying that's going to be very, very hard to do.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah. So I won't add any items to the situation then. So I am doing a feat that verges on the superhuman of basically just sprinting a lot faster than any normal person could.
Right. Because ogres not to be trifled with.
Right.
So let's see how your football tackle goes.
All right. So new position in effect.
Well, what did I say it was before? Risky.
You didn't give me the position. You just said it would be 0.
Risky.
Okay. And so, not to be trifled with would bump it up to limited effect?
Yes.
Okay. Devil's Bargain?
The Devil's Bargain. The Devil's Bargain. The Devil's Bargain is going... Oh, that's not really a Devil's Bargain. How about... the Devil's Bargain. How about... Amison's friend decides to help you.
Okay, I'll take that. So then I'm pushing myself in order to make the effect standard instead of limited. With not to be trifled with.
Alright.
And then, Suri, anything you can think to do to assist me?
Yes. I am going to find a piece of debris, and I'm going to throw it across the room in the opposite direction from where you're approaching.
Try and distract. Interesting.
Yeah, just make him look in the wrong direction.
Alright, that would cost you a stress to assist.
I'm okay with that now.
Ah, okay.
Alrighty then. Here goes nothing. That's a 5.
Oh man, everything should be a 5. I have this whole different system where, like, most of you get 5s, like worked out of my head. Where instead of rolling dice, you just get a number of results per session. You get one critical result and 2 like 6s, a whole bunch of 5s, and like 2 fails. And you have to use a certain number of them or something. And I just think that would be, or maybe you could earn back critical results by using fails or something. I just think that would be so much fun. Just get mostly 5s.
Well, that
right.
seems to be what happens anyways with this system. 4 and 5
right.
seems like the most common result.
Well, maybe because I make such a big thing out of it. All right. There's a sharp hiss of breath, and the Spirit Warden looks up just before you come crashing into them. And they say,
Oh shit!
That wasn't quite the sound I was going for, but close enough.
Yeah, that was the demon's voice.
Yeah, that was really close to the demon's voice. Maybe this one.
Oh shit!
Slightly more human.
Something like that. Why can't I find this?
Oh shit! That's really annoying.
All right, screw it. Anyway, got lost in the voice changing fun there. So they look up and try to block, and you come crashing into them, Ogre. It's a full body check. Now you've gotten this up to standard effect.
Yep.
How did it go
+1
up
from not to be trifled with, and +1 from pushing myself for.
Because you can push for effect, we determined.
Yes. It was listed on a separate page from trading position for effect, which is why we missed it the first time.
That's really confusing, but okay. All right. So, Ogre, you slam into them, and your rage is burning white hot, red hot now. You're definitely seeing red, as you engage with a Spirit Warden, who has these people have given you trouble in the past. You slam the ground. You can hear this kind of crunching noise, although they are wearing this surprisingly effective flexible armor that lets them roll, and they do roll. This highly trained person kicks up as you come crashing in and flips you over, and you feel this painful shock. It seems that they have something hidden in their glove or something that's delivering an electric shock to you, even as they do this judo throw. And you go crashing, even as they've crashed to the ground. You are also going flying, kind of uncontrollably. So you're going to take 2 level 1 harms. One is as you come crashing down, you're landing on your shoulder, so bruised shoulder. And the other one is what's the word for someone that's been like hit by an electric shock? Tasered?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the right phrase for that is, aside from just being shocked.
We'll say shocked in the side.
Okay. Electrocuted is good.
Oh yeah, electrocuted. Thanks, Kenny. Oh, my headphones cut out again. Man, they always pick the most inconvenient moments. It's like you guys can hear me, but I can't hear you. All right.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna. I think. I'm assuming it would be prowess to resist.
Yes, it would.
Okay. Okay, I take 3 stress. That's really bad. I'm 1 stress away from taking another trauma.
Another trauma. Yikes.
I was not expecting to do that badly on 3 dice.
Rough. Okay. Well, the good news is that you're able to roll out of the throw, and the shock, while painful, doesn't really debilitate you in any way. So you'll wipe out both those harms.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so now you're both on the ground. You've crashed down. The person in the mask is kind of very quickly rolling to their feet. It looks like they're grabbing the bones, which they've put in a sack, or like a sort of a thin bag, and are gonna run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So while I've got them on the ground, just for that moment, I'm going to pull out my manacles and chains, and I'm going to try to manacle him to me. For right now.
Wow. That's quite a maneuver. So I guess that's going to be skirmish.
Makes sense.
This is desperate now.
Okay.
This person is better armed, I think, than you were expecting. And definitely highly trained. We'll see how this goes.
Okay. Effect?
I'll say limited.
Okay.
Have you ever... I mean, can you imagine trying to snap manacles around someone who's trying to fight
it's
you?
Hard. I'm not trying to...
Okay. I mean, that's... It,
Yeah.
if you feel
no
differently...
commentary in that.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
All right. Surrey, any way you can help me? I'm not sure if you can either, but...
I mean, I could come down and try to, like,
pull on their foot. Something, I don't know.
You could try to restrain them while the manacles are snapped to Ogre.
No, you know what? I didn't really know what to expect, but this is a pretty bad part of town. So I did bring my unusual weapon. I remember now.
Oh.
Which is
Yeah.
a it's a it's a pair of nunchucks, and I'm going to jump
Okay.
down behind where he is, and I'm going to just do my best to kind of give this guy a few whacks. Not necessarily trying to incapacitate him, but just to sort of distract his focus. I'm flanking. I'm giving a flanking bonus.
You're gonna wave some nunchucks at him, or at I guess him, and try and distract. So you are taking a stress to assist.
Yes, I am.
All right. And Ogre's trying to pull this crazy thing off.
Devil's bargain.
Did I forget to apply the other Devil's Bargain?
You did.
Why don't we let that one work this time, since that was my mistake.
Okay.
So you'll take 1 die extra as the friend of the young woman that you came here to speak with comes up over the shoulder of the Spirit Warden and tries to hold them still as you manacle yourself to them.
Side note, that desperate roll also gave me enough experience to level up my prowess, so now I've got 3 dice in skirmish from here on out.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, so you successfully manacle yourself to the Spirit Warden, but the effect is limited. Which means they're still struggling with you, not completely, not completely stopped from fighting. And as you guys are pushing back and forth, the Spirit Warden says, that's really loud, isn't it?
That was.
For some reason, the voice mod thing really likes to pick up my computer fan.
Oh no.
Like, way worse than it should. That's a bummer. Alright. I'm gonna give up on doing a cool voice changer thing for them.
Okay.
What do you want?
What do you want?
Yeah. Ogre is just going to look at the guy, and he's just going to say, what was the woman's name that we were here to see again?
Trick.
Trick. Okay. It's time for you to leave Trick alone. You've been harassing her for long enough. You've gotten something that you want, or that you want out of this place. Time to send your gaze elsewhere.
Are you making a command?
I am.
All right.
The only thing I'm good at.
You're holding this person steady.
Yep. And I'm also going to pull out my really nasty looking dagger in order to kind of emphasize the point of you'll have some problems if you don't.
All right. This is that was a little bit of a speech. I'm going to say this is probably desperate. The effect will be standard.
Okay. And bumping it up to great because I'm using a scary weapon.
Nice.
Devil's Bargain. I mean, the obvious one is he gets a good look at me, and this brings down the speed
I
off.
think that has happened. I think that has happened. Okay, Devil's Bargain is what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Devil's Bargain is not only has he gotten a look at your face, but he's going to change. You're telling him to change targets. His target's going to change to you.
You know what? I think that's fair.
All right, +1 dice. Let's start another clock real quick.
Yep. Because we just don't have enough people after us. If I remember correctly, the Spirit Warden, or there was already a clock for the Spirit Wardens. I don't remember for what, but
I wiped it
it
out.
was something we did. Oh, you did?
A while
Okay.
back. Oh, no, there was the Spirit Wardens over Arcane Potion use. Which you tick up every time Blend uses Arcane Potions.
Okay.
So every time Blend is here.
I mean, they could choose.
Oh
not
no,
to.
that one wasn't for Blend. That was for that was for Shade. The Silence Potion.
Quite possibly.
I remember now. Okay, so yeah, that's it makes sense for that to be a different clock then. All right. And here we go. Oh my god.
Another critical success. Hashtag Corey rolls. Hashtag no one rolls like Corey. 2 6s is a critical
man.
success. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. So, that's amazing. So I was going to inflict some more harm on you. Kenny, somehow the Spirit Wardens seem to know whenever an arcane potion is used anywhere in the city. The Spirit Police, basically, is what they are.
Yeah, they are super creepy, and nobody really understands how they get the they do. Or at least we don't.
Like, how did this guy know that there were bones buried under the garden?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Yeah, this is insane. The guy calms down. Nods.
Yes, I see. That makes sense. I will do you the courtesy. I will do you the courtesy of telling you my name, or the one I use right now.
Antisthenes. That picking up the fan noise, God. Antisthenes. Now tell me yours.
The name's Timoth.
Timoth. All right, Timoth. He lifts the manacled wrist. Unhand this officer of the law, Timoth, and we'll go our separate ways for now.
All right. In what is probably becoming a rare moment of calm, Ogre will do that. He will unchain him, and he'll actually apologize for being so direct, but basically just say like he felt like he didn't have a choice.
He takes the bag of bones and leaves, but not without a long stare at your face up close. You get the distinct feeling that Antisthenes is going to be coming round again. After this, you feel this cold touch on your shoulder. Amison's friend is looming over you. It's holding out its hand, like it expects payment. For its assistance. So much spooky crap, and the professor's not here.
Yeah, like I said, Matt's gonna be so mad that he wasn't here for this session. Ogre is... let's see, kind of payment that a spirit would want. Ogre's going to be really annoyed that he's having to deal with this right now, and so this is probably going to hurt him a lot. But he's going to pull down his sleeve, take one of the teeth that's growing out of his arm, and yank it out and put it in his hand.
Okay. Take a level 1 harm, yanked arm tooth.
Yep.
And now this creature, this being, has a part of your body.
Yep.
So that's interesting. Amison comes out, returns to the garden, and she says, "You have fulfilled your part of the bargain. I suppose now I and my friend must fulfill ours. You wish to have the rune curse removed, is that correct?" She's looking
Yes.
from one to the other of you.
Not only from us, but also from our home.
She smirks a little with those plump, dark red lips. I see you're not entirely a fool. She's looking at her friend now. I wonder if we have an even trade. A whole dwelling, uncursed or counter-cursed, in exchange for one little favor.
The way I see it, we saved your home and now you save ours.
Alright, so I think you're going to either make probably a sway roll, some kind of roll to try and hold Amison, whose name is Trick. You kind of get the distinct feeling that she's thinking of being tricky.
Yeah, definitely. All right, a sway roll.
I'm so sorry, could you say that again?
All right, you're having me make a sway roll?
Probably sway, yes. Unless you want to approach it a different way.
You know what? Oh boy. I'm gonna try something weird and crazy. I'm going to use my ability, Ghost Voice, and I'm going to turn directly to her friend, and I'm going to say, "Do you think that we have fulfilled our part of the bargain?"
Huh. So you're going to try to attune to the friend?
Yes, with potency.
Oh, I see. Okay then. Interesting. So you're going to try and kind of trigger a certain ancient sense of honoring pacts in the friend.
I mean, I think that, basically, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So this is going to be an attune roll. I think. Because this thing hasn't really spoken to you guys. It's gone through its medium. Or an intermediary. Okay. So.
I'm sorry, I can't assist you.
That's fine.
Okay, this will be risky.
Yeah.
Now with potency, the effect will be great.
Neat.
It would not normally speak to anyone, but Suri's words... Suri's words have a rippling effect in the spirit world.
All right, Devil's Bargain.
The Devil's Bargain. The Devil's Bargain would be, if she helps you, or if you succeed, the Devil's Bargain will be, you'll be able to keep, you'll be able to suppress the curse, but keep the demon teeth. But it'll be a fragile suppression. Potentially, with the potential to be for the curse to come back, should certain events occur.
So my understanding is that if the curse is removed, that we'll, in this situation, lose the demon teeth.
Yes.
Well, that's gonna make Raj pretty sad. But I think that rather than this, I will push myself, because given the Devil's Bargain that I already took earlier tonight, it just seems like the owl is going to come back and curse us again.
That's a fair point.
Maybe.
So I push myself. I take 1 stress, or I take 2 stress.
Yeah, 2 stress for pushing yourself.
Neat.
By the way, when I'm not doing the voice modification thing, is my computer noise really, really loud?
No.
Can't hear it at all.
Some reason the gain or whatever is turned up really high on the voice mod only.
Weird.
Yeah, weird. Oh well.
All right. I guess I'm doing this.
So what did I say? Risky and great.
That's
And
a
you
great
got... Oh my god. Oh, no, look at this. Look at the fast few rolls. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. The only low roll was your stress resist.
Yep.
Honestly, all 6s is pretty appropriate for a score that pretty much exclusively has to do with consorting with demons.
Okay. You didn't take the Devil's Bargain.
No, I did not.
All right. So you attune to the friend. They look surprised. It looks down at Amazon, whose shoulder it hovers over. She looks up at it with her white glowing eyes. The shadowy, fiery, smoky being vanishes and reappears over your shoulder, Suri. Amazon pouts slightly. She says, I suppose we did have a deal. And my friend thinks that he... my friend thinks that another exchange was reached. And she nods toward Ogre. So I suppose we will be honoring our word this evening. May the echoes whisper ever in your mind. She reaches into sort of a hidden pocket in her dress. Must be some, it must be kind of like your subtle knives opening, because what she pulls out of there is a little bit large. It's sort of a it's a piece of bone, kind of like the demon's bones that brought the curse upon you. But these have different markings. Also strange to your eye. And when you take the bone, the markings kind of flee from your fingers, but encircle them in sort of these shimmering loops of carving. It's like the carvings are moving around in the bones. And she explains that you can take these to lift the curse from your dwelling. And if you remove the demon's tusks, you'll be able to remove the demon's tusks from the dwelling and have the curse be vanished as if it never was.
I thank her profusely.
All right. So, unless you guys want to do something more with Emerson and Friend, Trick will send you on your way.
All right.
Cool. So you guys are actually going to be able to sell those demon teeth for some coin.
Hooray! What we should have done in the first place.
Now that the rune curse has been lifted from them, or countered from them, you can just sell them as Leviathan bones. So not a huge chunk of change, but still valuable on the black market.
All right.
What am I doing wrong here? Here we go. And I'm adding a new clock under allies and enemies. Antisthenes catches up with you.
Okay.
Oh man, Kenny had a really cool idea for what the counter curse thing could have been.
Well, next time we get cursed, it's not going to be too long from now.
This isn't exactly the only arcane artifact we don't understand that's in our lair at the moment.
Let's go with Kenny's idea.
This also isn't the only arcane artifact we have in our lair that's currently being made to glow by a strange exploding owl.
I'm using Kenny's idea. From the pocket comes carved jade and a stick of inscribed bamboo. Jade may be shattered, but its whiteness remains. Bamboo may be burned, but its joints stand straight. In one hand, the jade crumbles down to dust. In the other, the stick goes up in flame. Both hands kept together before the contents are blown over Ogre, causing the exposed bones to fall off harmlessly and internally correct themselves. That's good stuff.
Nice.
Dang.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny. You know what? That I think I have to add a piece of carved jade to the table now.
Does that mean that Kenny starts tomorrow night with inspiration?
Yeah. Here we go. There you go. Lifting the curse. In its place. So. You guys, yes, we have to give you the payoff. That's why I was playing this music. Well, you did tangle with the Spirit Wardens.
Yeah.
Which I frankly did not expect you guys to try to do with just the two of you. But then you rolled like 3 crits in a row or something.
Yeah.
Or 2 crits and a whole bunch of 6s. So that worked out okay! Sort of.
Sort of. I feel like Ogre keeps trying to dig himself out of a hole that he's already 6 feet in. And he's like, if I just keep digging, eventually I'll get out of here.
So we'll say you guys get 2 coin for selling those bones. And let me see. Rep.
Do we still need to pay somebody off for this one?
You still need to pay somebody off every time you do a job.
Okay.
And this was a surprisingly public job, all things considered.
Yeah.
Okay, rep. You get 2 automatically. And you did get a clock for the Spirit Wardens, a specific Spirit Warden coming after you. So I think we'll give you 3. We'll give you a bonus rep for that. So 3
Okay.
rep. 3 rep. You dared to tangle with a Spirit Warden.
All right.
So you have
And
to
then
pay your
we get
tithe.
1 more for leverage.
And you get 1 more for leverage. Heat. I think you got just 2 heat for that.
Okay.
The lowest heat for any job so far.
I mean, I just have to point out that this is our 2nd week in a row that nothing has been exploded, so it's paying off.
So you guys, you had a curse laid upon you. You got the curse lifted. You did a little score while the rest of the gang was busy with other things. I should probably save this until the end of the session, but how did you guys feel about that kind of shorter score style?
I liked it. It was a nice and easy way to get something going quickly without making it a whole session. It was still really engaging.
Yeah, and I think, it like, if it was all 5 of us at the same time, then maybe downtime actions would take an entire couple of hours, but
It would, yeah.
with just the 2 of us,
Certainly downtime actions is true, but what do you think about this shorter score format?
No, I mean, like it was a nice way to. It was nice to fill the time with a complete story instead of having to either stop in the middle of something, but also not necessarily have enough non-score actions to fill an entire session.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think it worked for this. I'm wondering if it would even be possible with all 4 regulars.
yeah, I think it would be tough.
Might not be possible. But
Yeah, I mean, even that score, it's still. I mean, part of it's the way that we chose to handle it. It was kind of Surrey kind of took the first half of it of dealing with Trick, and then I took the second half of dealing with the Spirit Warden.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like certain scores, if they have this very like targeted goal, in this case, lifting the rune curse.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a big full session kind of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't really need to be. But that was fun. Okay, cool. So let's keep going here. So we can talk more about it in a bit. So that was the payoff. Guess what, guys? It's time for our favorite entanglements. Did you remember to update the heat?
I did.
Did you remember
we are one heat away from being wanted.
Did you remember to spend that coin when you were negotiating with the demon?
I did. I paid that coin directly since
Karakon, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Or it called itself. It's
right.
not its true name.
Yeah. It made sense to me that since it was me making the decision of like we're not dealing with them, that I would pay the coin. So.
All right. It's time for entanglements. Who's gonna roll it?
Would you like to, Surrey, since I did the
Sure.
engagement?
So yeah, it's gonna be 0 dice. So roll 2 and take the lower. And what is your heat now? 8?
Yeah, it's 8.
That's another solid 3.
Oh,
That
fun.
is much better than the 5.
So no more demonic notice. Flipped or interrogation. Oh boy. Interrogation is pretty brutal. That's what happened with Blend last time.
Yeah, that was no good.
And flipped. Oh, frickin' hell. So Niall sends you guys a letter in the mail.
Already weird.
It's inside is a butterfly, a glowing butterfly, split down the middle, each wing pinned separately to the paper. That's music doesn't make any sense. And there's a symbol painted on there, on the, like, drawn on the letter. Which shows the Dimmer sisters. It seems Niall is pissed off.
Well, that's the last time I let you talk to anybody.
So in order to... Let's see what it says about flipped. Stand by. Stand by. Oh, wow. So you're getting word that Niall is going to start working for the Dimmer Sisters instead of you guys, essentially, from this letter, is the communication.
Oh my god.
In case that wasn't clear.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, you could try to get her back. That could be a score. But at least for now, it seems Niall has lost patience with rare imports. The Dimmer Sisters, Kenny, are a kind of a they're kind of a weird organization / cult. They're sisters, not literally by blood, but they are a group of women who are way too into ghosts and have a lot of ghostly servants.
Yeah, and supposedly once someone enters their cult, which it's almost definitely a cult, there's basically one house that they all live in, and apparently nobody ever leaves once they go in.
Exactly. And yet they are seeking to dominate the spirit trade, the weird artifact trade, which you guys are also in.
Yeah, they've been a long-standing rival of ours that have been kind of on the down low for a while because one of our friends went to prison and helped to soften that rivalry, but that might just flare back up.
In any case, Niall has gone over to the Dimmer Sisters. Now, that's the entanglements. It's another downtime.
Well, Ogre needs to go and help his daughter, because he is stressed out after fighting a spirit warden.
So I have something planned for this.
Okay.
Boy. I mean, we can go a little bit over as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we usually go for another half an hour or so, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not under pressure for time or anything, so.
Were you thinking we would stop, sorry?
No, by something planned, I don't really know what you mean. It could take long.
Yes. We'll see. So, Ogre. You go and, meet with your daughter. Let's go to the Vice page. Only in a world as dark as this one would visiting your child be considered a vice. There she is. What's her name again?
Shoot, I had it written down somewhere. Give me just a second. It was... let's see here.
I'm not sure
Syra.
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 Okay. So you go and see Syra. Do you remember your ex's name?
Mara.
You go see Sierra and Mara, bringing our usual collection of toys and gifts and little candies. And in the course of being around them, you notice Mara is giving you this frightened look. You're in the kind of large complex of apartments, shaken by the nearby train occasionally, where the two of them live. And Mara is looking at you with this frightened look, and she says, Timoth, you're being weird, Timoth.
What? What do you mean?
She pulls you into another room while Sierra is snacking on some of the candies and distracted by some of the toys you've brought.
Okay.
And Mara says, You're angry, Timoth. Did you realize you hit the wall when you came in? Did you notice that you were shouting when you tripped over the cat? Look, she shows you an imprint of knuckles in the drywall. You don't remember doing that.
I'll kind of try to take a steadying breath, and I'll just say, it's been a very, very hard couple of weeks for me.
She says, well, I don't fucking care. She says, you leave that shit elsewhere, or I'm not going to let you cease. What?
Shut up for a minute. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I'm only trying to offer an explanation. I would never hurt you or Sierra. I need you to know that. I need you to understand that.
She says, whatever the fuck is wrong with you, you need to stay away until you're over it. Be a man, Timoth.
Fine, I'll go. But I will be back.
You pause and give Sierra a final hug, perhaps. Excuse me. Go ahead and make your vice roll.
Okay. That's a 5.
Between the release of rage and tension that you almost don't remember, and getting to hug your kid. A lot of your stress has been relieved. But things are definitely awkward.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Okay.
You chose not to let your rage spill out at Mara. At least for now.
At least for now.
Oh my gosh. Or was it Megan?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. As you're leaving, you see Tushet Hicks entering the building.
I might bump
handsome.
his shoulder on my way out.
Okay. So you just slam into his shoulder. He's much smaller than you, but much better looking as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm making a note. He rubs his shoulder and looks after you like you're crazy. And then smirks. Or you feel like he's smirking. Because you're walking away.
Yeah, I'm not even giving him the time of day. I'm not looking back.
Okay. I am going to start a clock for Mara.
Okay.
And I'm only going to put one tick on it. And it will be a longish clock. Say a 6 o'clock. Starting a new page over here. This is going to be our vices area.
Okay.
Case, because I know something's eventually going to happen with the Path of Echoes too. Oh man, anyone remember what type I was using? Font? I think that's it. Mara denies ogres. Denies ogre access. Now you know it's a thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bit of drama there. Suri, do you have a downtime action?
I think it would probably be wise if I tried to reduce heat.
How will you go about doing that?
That is an excellent question. I think that Story is going to try and leverage pretty much the one thing that she has at all, which is her reputation, for now. And so she's going to make some appearances at some classy parties and just kind of try to diffuse the heat, not necessarily by directly attacking it,
so much as by trying to develop an alternative reputation as somebody who might be a little bit mysterious and exotic, but certainly wouldn't be involved in anything scandalous, except for, purely social scandal.
Cool. That's awesome. I like it. She's going to make appearances at classy parties. And just kind of by virtue of showing that she's not always being a criminal.
Yeah.
Reduce heat. How will that reduce heat for the group, though?
She's also going to try and, I guess, sort of use that as an opportunity to maybe make some, have some conversations with people in high places, I think is sort of the thing. Be able to talk to them and maybe spread some rumors about, oh, I heard that it was actually such and such a thing that happened, or,
all this talk about rare imports is so overly exaggerated.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. All right, so
have you tried their latest goat rub?
And you are able to ride around in style in your goat-drawn handsome cab.
Indeed, the most stylish thing.
Well, it reduces heat. Cool. This sounds like a classic use of a fortune roll, because it's entirely up to how lucky you are in terms of who you get to talk to. But what affects your luck, of course, is the number of dice will be based on your consort. And the quality of your care on the goats.
I take excellent care of these goats.
Remember, this is a downtime thing, so you can spend coin to assist you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll spend a
You can
coin.
actually spend it after rolling just to increase what you got.
Okay. Maybe I'll do that, but this definitely seems like an appropriate use.
Cool.
That's a 5.
So a 5 would reduce 2 heat. If you spend 1 coin, that goes up to 3.
Alright, I'll do it. I'll spend a coin. I have some in my personal purse.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll spend a coin to get some especially fancy new clothes, and I'll continue to reduce heat by just going and rubbing elbows with the rich and famous and trying to spread some counter rumors about some of the latest exploits of rare imports.
Nice. So you're gonna it's gonna be as if you rolled a 6, essentially.
Yep.
Which I think means you get 3 heat reduction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very nice. Still have a pretty decent chunk of heat.
Yeah.
The heat is on. The authorities are bearing down, but a bit less so because they don't want to piss off Suri's fancy friends.
So yeah, I guess that's my first downtime action.
Cool. Kenny, thanks for the suggestion about that puzzle. I don't know how I would do Braille over the internet, but I will tell you that the Path of Echoes is a library of ghosts in bottles. that you can go and listen to their whispers from times long past, and this calms the soul for those who worship that cult. All right. Ogre, do you have a second downtime action or something else you want to do?
I do. I'm going to go to Blend, and I'm going to see if he can do anything to help me out with this with this spot that's bloody on my arm where I yanked out a tooth. And also maybe see if he can help out with this chunk of my mind that's missing.
That reminds me. Suri, did you take a penalty for your torn psyche when you tried to attune to the otherworldly being?
No, I didn't.
Alright, let's try to remember that next time. Because your psyche has been torn by the spawn of an old one. And that has an effect. Yeah. Alright, I guess Blend's gonna try to help you out.
I mean, my psyche has only been, like, slightly pinched.
Oh, really? You reduced it down?
Yeah, I was the one who did that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Blend gets 4 dice for some reason?
Yes, it's 2 for his Tinker, plus 1 because he has the physical trait, and then plus 1 from me because I'm... So it's easier to heal me.
Alright. Oh, man. That was sad. I am not rolling like crazy when I was rolling for Blend healing Ogre's spine.
Yeah.
Yes, and did you want to try to heal your pinched psyche with an extra action, Suri?
Yeah, might as well.
A pinched psyche was the reduced thing that we came up... Or Matt came up with that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that was funny. The reduced the reduced harm instead of torn psyche. I think there's a card in my board game called Shattered Psyche or something like that. So that would probably be a level 3 harm.
I mean, and now I think we need to add a card that says pinched psyche. I think that's just a thing now.
Niall was your favorite contact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, losing her is not going to be easy.
Well, it was your favored contact of the crew, but... indeed. Well, you can try to get her back. Don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a score for just about anything. Alright. Yeah, so you're going to spend a rep or coin to do an additional downtime action?
I have only done 1 so far. Don't I get 2?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. So yes, I'm going to take my second downtime action to try and ask Blend to heal my pinched psyche.
I'm not sure how Blend is doing that, but when the player of Blend returns, we're going to have him do some trepanning.
I know for a fact that he created some crazy alchemical concoction for us to drink that opens our senses and helps to restore our minds.
He takes us. He takes us like into a closed closet, and we just all like communally drop acid.
All right, well, I got a 5 for that roll. So that,
Yeah.
I think, reduces all your harms by 2 ticks.
Yeah, you get 2 ticks on your healing clock. Also worth noting, she only gets 3d6. The fourth one was from one of my special abilities for when I'm being healed specifically.
Oh, well, then you lose the 4, because that's our policy. It's the last number.
Yeah.
It's the dropped one, so... You still get the 5. So you get 2 ticks on the healing clock.
Very nice.
All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna spend 1 rep to have Blend heal me again.
Okay, go for it. I'll roll 4d6.
Yep.
More healing.
All right. So with a 6, that means that it's 3 ticks. So the yanked arm tooth goes away, and my torn psyche is now.
Nice. Reduce down.
Mm-hmm.
Healing has occurred. What about you, Suri?
Yes. I will spend another coin to indulge my vice. I'm back up to 6 stress.
All right, so you go and visit the Hall of Echoes, where the whispering of ghosts fills your 5 senses in your mind and your 6th sense as you attune to their ancient knowledge and strange whispers, clearing 3 stress. When you do this, Lord Penderin watches you and directs your meditations as usual. But he definitely, seeing you reminds him that you owe him. And so, I will add a tick to the Lord Penderin Asks a Favor clock.
Okay.
There we go. So, we still have a few minutes here, guys. Did you want to do any other downtime actions?
I think that's all Ogre really wants to do at this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely done.
Okay. Well, we can, if there's anything else you want to do that's kind of like free play, or we can start next session with downtime for everybody else and free play. And I guess we'll just do experience.
Okay.
All right. How about Ogre first?
Okay.
So,
You addressed a challenge with violence or coercion. I think that happened a couple times this session.
that was Ogre's go-to. We've gone even further down that path with his trauma that he now carries.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess you get 2 experience for that. But
Okay.
it's also driving your family away.
Yeah. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I feel like that was the whole thing of why he didn't accept the Devil's Bargain. I mean, that was literally him choosing not to get something that would be useful to him and the party for the sake of him holding on to something that he cares about from his past.
Oh man, that was fun. Yeah, that absolutely came into play.
Okay. And then you struggled with issues from your vice or... I feel like that happened a couple times too.
Take 2 experience for that one.
All right. That is enough for me to level up my playbook.
Congratulations.
And so, let's just say that Ogre spends some time meditating on his rage and starts to realize that he can channel it in a more direct capacity.
Oh boy. That drug really changed things. It never quite
really
went away. It never quite went away. But
Not even once, kids.
But now, now he's seeing red, even around the people he cares about. So we're gonna see how that plays out. It's dark, man. I said it was gonna get dark.
Yeah.
Suri.
Yes. Alright, so I didn't get any desperate actions this game, which sucks. But you addressed a challenge with deception or influence. Definitely happened.
I mean, didn't that
multiple
happen
times.
multiple times? Yeah, take 2 for that.
Awesome. And then you expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I would argue that I did. For one thing, obviously, well, my vice, but also, I turned to Lord Penderin for help with removing curse. And I very specifically attempted to, target things using, trying to attune with the demon, for example. Instead of... I think it would have been a more natural choice, and perhaps one playing more to my strengths, to try and negotiate with Trick directly. But instead I tried to circumvent her and negotiate directly with her demon, because of my interest again in, channeling the supernatural.
Okay, so take 1 for that. I would say yeah.
I indulged my vice 3 times because of the amount of stress I took. I don't know if that's struggling with issues.
Well, we have this clock with Lord Penderin now.
And there's that too, yeah.
Ticked it up
now
every
I'm
time. So I would say definitely 1 for that. I'm not... Yeah, probably just 1 for that. What do you think?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Well, crew.
All right. Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation.
Don't think so.
I don't think this was any of those. Contend with challenges above your current station.
Well, you did contend with a spirit warden. I'll give it to you.
Okay. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I don't know that we were being particularly weird and crazy this session.
Did you forget perhaps about everyone walking around town with bones and teeth growing out of their fingers and eyebrows?
I suppose that's true.
I think that happened. I do. I think you bolstered your crew's reputation for being weird.
Okay. And then express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the... arcane relics that we don't understand coming back to bite us in the ass.
What do you think, Sori?
I mean, God, we like summoned multiple demons this session.
And we successfully proved that this wasn't just a blend or dredge thing.
Exactly. This is like a key part of identity. I would say we accidentally summoned multiple demons this session. That I think is our real aesthetic.
Right on. All
right.
I'm wondering if you should get 2 for that. Goals, drives, inner conflict. I mean, goal, acquire weird artifacts. Drives, same thing. Drives, summon demons. Inner conflict, these items curse us, but we're fascinated by them. Or essential nature, your whispers, and this is dealing with your weird whisper thing. So I think you guys got 2 for that.
Okay, cool. Well, that means the crew
Awesome.
levels up.
Woohoo! Well, we're definitely going to... I hope Matt and Dave can make next session. But even if they can't, this was really fun, you guys.
Yes, it was.
So, that's it.
So, yeah. So, Kate, you and I each get 3 coins in our stash.
Excellent.
How did you get that many?
It's your tier plus 2.
Oh. Right.
I don't think I added. We didn't get coin from this mission, did we?
I just put it into the crew because it was only 1 coin.
Okay. All right. No problem. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing it.
No. We only got the 2 coin from selling the tusks, and we gave 1 for paying off our landlords.
Right. Exactly. Don't need to piss somebody else off. Every single session we piss off somebody slightly worse, and I'd like to say that now it's culminated in a literal demon, but maybe there's something even worse out there. Maybe evil crab is gonna come.
That's entirely possible. Maybe we should start doing some jobs just to get people to like us.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. Doing this shorter scale job, shorter scale score. Okay, job. To kind of do a specific thing, like accomplish, like a sort of specific story effect. I think was pretty interesting.
I mean, I have been advocating, not particularly hard, but maybe I will push a little harder for it, is I'm friends with Bazo, who is the head of the Lamplighters, I think?
Lampblacks.
Lampblacks, right. And he has provided us with a boat for every single mission that we've been on. We had a boat for this mission. I didn't bring it up because we didn't need it, but we had a boat. So
I have let that fly, but it is very silly.
So we should probably do him a favor, and maybe we could get, like, he's a friend of mine, but maybe we could actually develop a relationship with the Lampblacks and have a powerful gang that's, like, significantly on our side for once instead of trying to kill us.
That's not a bad plan. I'm not opposed to this.
All right. Well, I'll see if I can come up with something that we can do. Maybe I'll try to ask him if there's anything that he needs help with.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, that's all. Thanks for joining us. Those of you who jumped into the stream. Thanks for giving me some ideas, Kenny. That was cool. Thanks to anyone who watches this later on. We're going to turn off the stream now. And, yeah, good night.
Night, everybody.